We're supposed to have heavy rain, so trying to divert the water away from my work area. And I have some ply from my stockpile. Because I have not done anything about the disconnected hoses at the sink in the cockpit, I will be using the manual foot pump. Always good to have a backup. We have another mast coming out. Another catamaran out. We have another alarm on the house bank. It's back down to 20%. I think the culprit is this solar charger has bit the dust. Well, I've been out buying, so we'll replace the solar charge controller. Right, well, we'll turn off the house bank by turning off the battery management system. I've just turned it back on, and as we can see, the charge controller is doing nothing, confirming it's dead. So we'll turn the bank back off and put the new charge controller in, which will mean a major reconfigure of this part of the panel. Printing some labels is always good. So I've removed the BMS alarm light, alarm cancel switch, and BMS on-off switch. I've left the piezo buzzer there because it won't matter being underneath the new solar controller. Right, that's where it's going. So with some effort, we have the BMS system re-switched. So currently it's off, it's on, that's off, and alarm cancel. But we've still got the visual alarm. Now, we can run the wires to this. Of course, I can't now read the writing underneath. Right, well, I took a picture and managed to read it, but the problem now is that all the connections are way up the top. So you're going to loosen them all right to the bottom to get the cables in. said, we've connected the battery first. This is connected to the charging bus of the lithium iron phosphate house bank. And we have a Bluetooth module to go with it that connects in and talks via RS232. So I've plugged that in. Solar's now attached. All the positive is attached to a contactor under there, which should be off, as the BMS is still off. Right, let's see what happens. Well, I had the wrong display. So there is power going in. Which is good. Well, it's certainly not a sunny day out there, but we do have solar. We've still got the battery charger plugged in as well. Oh, that's that job done. It took less than a day. That's good. Now I've got the hose out, we might as well fill up the water tanks. More length. Now we need to cut down this bit of plywood to fit this here hole. Well, that fits. We'll see how far this trouble extends. Well, that's the bit removed. The frame's macrocarpet, so that's a hardwood and rot resistant, so we just need to strip along there. Well, it's getting late, but I'm going to rush and get glass on each side of this. This is the underside, so it won't matter so much. It's getting dark despite what the camera shows. 200 gram glass on each side, peel ply on the top, and as I had a bit of epoxy left over, I've epoxied this strip as well. I think it is time to go home. We'll cut the excess peel ply off. Looks like the ply soaked up more resin than I thought. Right, well, this bit fits anyway. So we'll glue that in and level up the surface. Just trying to work out the layout. Oh well, time to drill some holes. Drill part way through so we can see the holes coming on the top side. That's done. Now we need the much more difficult hole for the sink. Once again, I've drilled halfway through. We'll flip it over. Of course, the hope is it lines up. I think we're on a winner. It's easier to make it bigger and harder to make it smaller. Now, I've never claimed to be particularly good with the jigsaw, but I still think it's better than me trying to do it with the skill saw. Right, well, it is a hole, upside down, but a hole. Well, I think if I can put a trim bit on the router, we should be pretty good. Having a pattern would be really helpful, but we're getting there. I live to regret this, but we're going to make a recess for the lip. Well, it's done. The bit wasn't that sharp, but there she is. Well, it's just about right. A little bit of fettling, but the sun's gone down, so I think we will glue that piece in, seal around the tap holes we've made, and that will be it. Well, that bit's glued in, and a bit of epoxy around the holes for the plumbing, but not around the basin insert yet. We need to shift some stuff off the deck. Oh, and our so's work later. Some more for the tip. And a clean deck apart from Sasha's lounging. I've got Grandad cleaning the wooden trim. We've cleaned up the edge of the bowl. And it's afternoon tea time amongst the really tidy table. Alright, a bit of a sand, and now Grandad can do a bit of cleaning up while I go and do some epoxy. Right, so we're going to epoxy resin, then epoxy glue, clamp the sink in place, more epoxy on the underside here, and then that should be a long way towards getting the job done. Another coat of epoxy. You can hear Grandad busy vacuuming upstairs. Right, let's see. Hopefully I can put it around the right way. Looks hopeful. Well, it may not be the classical way of doing it, but it should keep the water out of the ply, and hopefully I don't drop it. Room for a bit of sealant in here. It's done a fantastic job of a vacuum and tidy up. Another coat of epoxy, a little bit of filling.